And breaking tonight at CMPD headquarters, officers confronted by a man with a gun on his hip. And sources tell Channel 9 this was all to get views on his YouTube page.
Why? I just want you to make the wrong move so you can lose your job and lose this lawsuit.
That's what I thought.
Make the wrong move, please.
That's what
Make the wrong move.
The suspect has done this before, and he came back here today. He was warned not to do it again, so when he brought a gun to CMPD headquarters today, police took him into custody.
It's illegal on city property.
It is.
That's all we're saying.
I'm making it simple for you, okay? If it's illegal to carry this gun on a public easement,
enjoy the show, sir.
Here you go. If it is illegal to carry this gun on a public easement in an open carry state, tell me the law I'm breaking.
It's a city ordinance.
It's a city ordinance.
Hello, and welcome back to Legal Dissent, where we evaluate your constitutional rights before they're taken away. The Second Amendment to the Constitution is one of the most hotly debated topics of our nation, and arguably the linchpin to the sanctity of all other rights. Due to the request of a subscriber, we will be discussing the rights of individuals to openly carry firearms on public property and what restrictions the state and municipal governments are able to impose on your right to bear arms. If you have videos or topics that you would like us to evaluate, please let us know by sending us an email or by sending us a message on Facebook or Twitter. All of our contact information is located in the description below. This video evaluates two videos posted by News Now South Carolina in 2019 in the media's response to his conduct and ultimate arrest for open carrying during this encounter. As always, the links to the original videos, channels, case law, statutes, and the contact information of the law enforcement agency involved is located in the description below. News Now South Carolina is openly carrying his firearm while walking on the sidewalk outside of the Charlotte, North Carolina Police Department as he is approached by multiple police officers.
I want y'all to see what I'm dealing with right now. Jay Pendergrass has his weapon unstrapped with his hand on it, and his supervisor here, which is SC Crooks, is telling him that that's totally legal. Now watch this. Can I unstrap my gun and touch it?
No.
I can't? So why is he doing it then?
Because if you do that,
What
we'll
right-
start considering this as a threat.
So that's not a threat to me?
No, sir.
I haven't broken the law.
Okay? He's weighing outside of caution.
But that's not a threat to me.
This police officers were weighing outside of caution. with
Y'all
an
work
armed
for me,
individual.
and that's not a threat to me?
We don't work for you.
Yes, you do. You work for the public.
No,
You're
I
a
work
public
for the Charlotte
servant.
Police Department,
Which
and
is a
we-
public servant. You're a public servant. Tax dollars pay you.
Here's the deal.
No, there's no deal. This
We are
is
not
public
going to
property.
we
I'm
are
not
not
talking
going
to
to
you.
move forward.
This is public. Show me an affidavit with my name
I
on
don't
it
need
saying
to have an
well, then
affidavit.
I'm done talking to you. I'm done talking to you. This is public property. You can't
have
make
your
me
attorney
leave
still
here.
going?
Yeah, I do.
Let me talk to your attorney.
Why? Why?
You said you
I
had
just
an
want
attorney.
you to make the
Let me
wrong
speak to
move so you can lose your job and lose this lawsuit.
That's what I thought.
Make the wrong move, please.
That's what
Make
I
the wrong
figured.
move.
You're just
Make the wrong move.
goading us into
I
some
knew-
altercation.
I
which
didn't
we're
come
not
to you.
gonna do.
I didn't come to you. You came to me.
That's right, because you're an armed individual on the property of the Charlotte Police Department.
Is open carry legal in North Carolina?
It is.
So what's the problem?
Until you're not allowed to be carrying on certain
Can you
properties.
prove I'm not?
The Second Amendment guarantees your right to own firearms. However, the regulations and requirements to exercise this right are broadly interpreted, mainly because of the opening phrase, a well-regulated militia. The United States Supreme Court evaluated this divide in the District of Columbia versus Heller in 2008, when they held that a ban on handgun possession in the home and requiring all firearms to be rendered inoperable as unconstitutional. However, the court also held that the Second Amendment's rights are not unlimited, and that the right was not a right to keep and carry any weapon whatsoever in any manner whatsoever and for whatever purpose. Further, they stated that nothing in their opinion should be taken to cast doubt on long-standing prohibitions on the possession of firearms by felons and the mentally ill, or laws forbidding the carrying of firearms in sensitive places such as schools and government buildings. So what does this mean? It means that individuals are allowed to own and carry firearms, as long as you are not a felon or diagnosed with a mental illness. But it is up to the states in a lot of ways to decide how, where, and when you can carry those firearms legally. North Carolina's Constitution protects the right to openly carry firearms and even calls out the General Assembly's ability to enact statutes preventing the concealed carrying of weapons. The North Carolina Supreme Court held in State v. Kerner that North Carolina is indeed an open carry state. This means that you are legally allowed to openly possess a firearm without a license or a permit as long as, again, you're not a convicted felon or diagnosed with a mental illness. However, the state is allowed to enact certain regulations on gun ownership. The court in Kerner advised that reasonable regulations would include the prohibition of carrying deadly weapons when under the influence of intoxicating drink, or to a church, polling place, or public assembly, or in a manner calculated to inspire terror. These are mere regulations and not prohibitions that would violate constitutional rights. So, as an open carry state, North Carolina allows individuals like News Now South Carolina to carry openly. But the state does have the power to regulate how and when he exercises that right in certain circumstances, which we'll address later on in the video.
Not allowed.
Yeah.
How?
Because this is the property of the Charlotte Police Department.
But is it public?
The
That's all I
property
want to
itself-
know. Is it public?
No, this is the
So-
property, city of Charlotte.
This is not open to the public at all. Nowhere on here is open to the
Okay, I'm
public.
not going to keep engaging you in
I
this
just want
conversation.
you to answer my question.
Huh?
Is this open to the public right here? If somebody has to come in there and file a complaint or get public records, tell them where they park it. Where
They're
they
allowed
park
to
it?
park here until they're asked to leave.
They allowed to park here, correct? Is there
They're
a
asked
meter
to
saying
leave.
that you have to be here X amount of time?
Until they're asked to leave.
Until they're asked to leave.
They are allowed to be here.
You have no authority over public property
They are
unless
allowed
I've
to
been
be here.
trespassed.
May I clarify something?
Yes, sir, please.
So this is City of Charlotte property, right?
City property is public property.
And we are agents of which city?
Is this public or nobody can answer
We are
that? I know
agents.
this is city property, but is it public
And
or
we are
private?
agents of city property.
Can you
so
answer
it
this
is
question?
public, but you can still be banned from this property because we're agents of this property.
So,
And
being
this is
banned
considered-
and
wait,
being
wait, wait.
asked to leave are two different things.
So this, we don't want to ban you, but you can leave, or we can ban you. and
You're
then
right,
if you
I can
refuse to
leave. Can is an option. You're right, I
If
can
you
leave.
refuse to leave, you will be placed under arrest. So this is a public vehicle area, correct? It's for parking.
Those
right?
are vehicle codes. Those sidewalks there aren't made for cars to drive on,
But this
correct?
This is a parking lot. Would you not consider this?
Yeah, this is a parking lot,
Right.
but you
So
said it's for vehicles.
City of
Those-
Charlotte has an ordinance that states if you don't have a vehicle. in the
You can take
parking
your hand
lot-
off your gun, brother. I'm not gonna touch mine, okay? I know you want to shoot me. It's okay. I'm not gonna touch mine.
Nobody wants
Hey,
to shoot you.
so then why are you standing here? Your hand's nowhere near your gun. He's standing here. His hand's nowhere near his gun. And then you look at this coward here, and his hand is on his gun. Why is his hand on his gun? Why is his hand on his gun? You asked me why is he a coward? Why is his hand on his gun?
Sometimes-
I don't want to hear this sometimes shit, okay?
Sometimes
I'm
officers just have
dealing
their
with right
hand-
now.
they just do that
There's
as
no
the rest of the
sometimes.
thing.
I don't want to hear sometimes.
If he can take his hand off the gun, that's
Thank
fine.
you. Please do what your supervisor actually do, please.
I-
Please do what your
I
supervisor
didn't
actually
ask
do.
him to do that. I said he could.
Oh, he could. So now it's about can and can't.
No, I
So
said
can I
he
touch
could.
my gun?
No.
I can't touch mine, right? So why you got his hand on his?
Would a reasonable person come to the police station and just walk around in the parking lot with a
Is
firearm?
this about reason or is it about law? That's what I want to know.
This is
It's
still-
about
this is
law.
city
Reason isn't above law.
Well, this
Okay?
is city property. If we ask
But
you
it's
to leave,
but
you've
it's
got
public.
to leave.
It's public. You can't ask public people to leave something.
Yes, we can.
No, how? How? Please tell me how.
Because
Please just
we're
answer that
agents
question.
of this city, and this is city property.
But who do you work for?
We can make
city.
you leave city property.
You can't make. You can ask me to leave.
We can't make you.
You can.
I can ask you if you refuse, then you're currently trespassing, which is against the
I
law,
need to see.
and you
That's
will
not how.
be made.
Trespassing goes like this. You ask me to leave. You sign an affidavit saying I've been trespassed. I
think
don't
you're
come back.
mistaken. I would love to school you on,
No.
but you're currently mistaken. I would love to.
So, am I trespassing right now?
Have you been asked, has the lieutenant asked you to leave?
He can ask me to do a million things. I'm on public property. But if you're
Has
threatening
he-
arrest
has
with
he
physical
asked-
violence, I will
has
leave
he
this
asked-
place.
Nobody's saying anything
Are
about
you
physical.
We don't
I
want
said
to.
Are you threatening me with arrest if I don't leave public property? That's a yes or no question.
the arrest is the last thing we want to do.
So-
Arrest. What we want to see is for you to exit the property peacefully.
You see how you're trying peacefully. Peacefully. So who can make this non-peacefully? Me or you?
You.
Me. Oh, I can make this non-peacefully. Is your body cam rolling?
It is.
It is? Okay,
It's
come
been
before you request that right there, because this is
The
ridiculous.
lieutenant's been reasonable. You're
So-
on city property and you've been asked to leave.
But,
just
but
not
it's city
good.
property. That's like me walking in sidewalk and y'all pull up and say, hey, you know what? I don't like you right here. I want you going inside. I don't have
That's
to do that.
completely
How? It's public.
You're in a public vehicle area, and the city ordinances that restrict you from being in a
Public
area.
vehicle. You're giving me vehicle codes. I'm not in a parking spot. I'm on. This right here is made for people to walk on.
This is a parking lot.
Do cars park right here?
You're in a parking lot.
Do cars park right here in this area? Do cars park here?
So you're currently on city property.
Which is public. You just stated that. You keep saying city. It's public.
North Carolina General Statute Section 160A-189 enables cities by ordinance to regulate, restrict, or prohibit the discharge of firearms and may regulate the display of firearms on the streets, sidewalks, alleys, or other public property. Both sentences of the statute are important to the situation here because of the contrast of the verbiage involved. The first provision grants cities significantly more power to control the discharge of weapons than the second provision that only allows cities to regulate the display of firearms as opposed to being able to regulate, restrict, and prohibit. The power to regulate entitles the city to control the display of firearms as far as the Constitution, both state and federal, will allow, and they cannot outright ban or prohibit the ability of an individual to openly carry a firearm on a street, sidewalk, alley, or other public property, and this is evidenced in Charlotte's actual ordinance as defined in Section 15-14 of the Charlotte Municipal Code, which states in subsection B that it shall be unlawful for any person to carry or possess any dangerous weapon while in or upon any real property owned or controlled by the city. However, in subsection D, it states that this section shall not prohibit the lawful possession or carrying of dangerous weapons on the public streets and sidewalks. The auditor has been asking the right question. Kind of. A lot of auditors boil it down to the overly simplistic question, is this public or private property? This is not always the correct question to ask. For example, schools are publicly owned property, but any reasonable person will realize that they cannot openly carry a gun into a school or even onto the parking lot of a school without consequence. The right question to ask in this instance is not if this is public or private property, but is this real property owned and operated by the city, or is it a sidewalk that is open to public access? This is clearly a sidewalk that is open to public access. Unless there are signs and fences surrounding the sidewalk that we are not privy to, News Now South Carolina should be allowed to openly carry his firearm without being accosted by the police. He removed himself from the situation because of the threat to be arrested, but he does come back a few months later and is encountered by two plainclothes officers on the same sidewalk.
That's what that is. Okay, we got you. So, do you know that it's a city ordinance not to have a firearm on our city
No, I can't have it
property?
inside. I know the laws, and I don't like her behind me, so I'm gonna step this way.
Okay. Let me see some ID.
I don't have it, and you're
Yeah.
not getting it. And if you touch me or ask for or violate my Fourth Amendment right, that is a lawsuit, and I'm not out for a lawsuit.
Okay,
so y'all can leave me
your
alone,
whole
please.
purpose today was just to walk.
No, my
through
whole
that?
purpose is to have my rights respected.
Okay, so where
and
you headed? That's what we're asking. Where you headed now, brother?
Why?
No, because you're walking through our area, so we're just asking you where you headed.
Again,
Are you okay, sir?
Again, I'm reiterating. This isn't your area.
Oh,
okay,
this
it
is
isn't
where
your
we work
area.
at, so our place
Okay,
of
it's where you
business.
work. It's not your
That's all
area.
we're asking.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna attitude with you. Nobody's being
I'm sorry, I don't have an
disrespectful to you.
attitude, but when I walked by, y'all were going in that door.
Right, and then
So what's
yeah,
stopping you?
But here's where we are. Okay.
Can I have your
just,
name?
Just stop for a second. I'll
Can
give
I
you
have
my
your
name.
name?
I'll give you my card too.
I want your name. I don't
Okay.
want no more conversations with you until you identify yourself.
But we just asked you to identify yourself.
I don't have to.
Oh,
That's
there
not
you
my
go.
policy.
There you go. It
But
goes
you have a
both
badge
ways,
on.
brother.
Can I have your name?
It goes both ways.
Have your name?
It goes both ways.
This young lady knows who I am.
Okay,
Apparently.
but I didn't.
Okay, so
I'm looking for.
Can you please
Can you
explain
go
to them
for-
what the purpose of me being out here, man?
So you one of those dudes that you just gonna keep talking, but you're not gonna listen. Because I'm trying to engage you in a
Actually,
conversation.
I have a Fifth Amendment right that I don't have to talk.
Okay, but then you came back.
Y'all came back out the door. You
No.
were going in the door and you
We're
came
going
back
in the
out.
door, and I said, wait a minute, that guy had a gun. So from our vantage point, from here all the way down there, I just see a guy with a gun. So is he one of ours?
Is that legal?
So we're like, just- just- It's illegal on city property.
It
That's
is.
all we're saying.
I'm
But-
making
but
it simple
one
for
of
you,
those
okay?
people that you-
If it's
you
illegal
want
to
to
carry this
show-
gun on a public easement,
Enjoy the
arrest
show,
me.
sir.
Here you go. If it is illegal to carry this gun on a public easement in an open carry state, tell me the law I'm breaking.
It's a city ordinance.
It's a city ordinance.
So it's okay.
Can you tell me the law I'm breaking, please? How you doing, officer?
Excellent. How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. Can you tell me the law I'm breaking? I'm on a public
I've already
easement.
told you it's a city ordinance. If
But
you
I'm
want
on
me
a
to arrest
public
you, I will.
easement.
No, you're not.
No,
You're on city ordinance.
The video cuts off there with News Now South Carolina being arrested. Multiple news outlets covered the incident later on that day.
Take a look. This video was shot on January 7th, right in the same parking lot where CMPD officers were ambushed in 2018. The suspect is taking advantage of open carry laws and has many videos where he is pushing police into tense situations.
This is just one example of how the media attempts to control the narrative and influence people's beliefs. Notice her word choice, taking advantage of open carry laws as opposed to exercising his Second Amendment rights, or forcing police into tense situations as opposed to providing accountability for government officials.
This man says he carries out constitutional audits of police across the Carolinas on issues like free speech and gun rights.
Yeah, but experts tell us, Channel 9, that it puts officers and the public in serious danger. Today's confrontation ended with that guy being arrested.
Experts tell them that constitutional audits put people in danger? Who are these experts? The police themselves? Aunt B from Mayberry? Or maybe it's the countless amount of auditors that I've witnessed being beaten, tased, and wrongfully arrested just for exercising their rights. Did the experts also let you know that the danger has been overwhelmingly presented by the police and not the auditors?
He was charged for violating a city ordinance making it illegal to have weapons on city property.
Is open carry legal in North Carolina?
It is.
Respect the Second Amendment, but at the same time, it is a place where not too long ago we had an officer that was shot in our parking lot.
In January 2018, police were ambushed by a murder suspect in the parking lot of CMPD headquarters.
We have an officer down. Officer down.
The officer who was shot has now returned to work. The shooter killed by officers after they returned fire. Following the ambush, CMPD took new security steps, including requiring visitors to buzz in before entering the building.
These clips make it abundantly clear that it is not about the Second Amendment or rights. It's all about a knee-jerk reaction to a horrible act committed by a bad person. This is why it is never wise, in my opinion, to make wide-reaching policy decisions based on the extreme acts of a radical few, but to ensure that personal liberties and rights weather the tests of time through vigilance and patience. News Now South Carolina was arrested, but I could not find any conviction record in this case. The last time he posted on his channel was about 5 months ago, and he has not posted any updates on this case in particular. I would assume, based on my knowledge, that the case was most likely dismissed or plea bargained with some type of deferral program offered, but I cannot confirm that at this time. What do you all think? Should people be allowed to open carry on public sidewalks and streets? Did the police handle the situation appropriately? Was the auditor being reckless? How about the media? Do you think they reported it fairly and accurately in their stories? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time right here on Legal Dissent.